phone decided to switch over from Foxtel Hub to stupid Telstra Air. Very sorry about it, that cutting it, doing that. I'm really not happy about. I'm really getting frustrated. As I was saying, doing an issue of Doctor Who, 108.73. Now, as I was saying before it fucked up, the Doctor and Amy didn't stop the guy from blowing up because he was part machine. First didn't know, but until the bomb was activated, and of course they ended up the Doctor and Amy saved him and everyone around. But unfortunately, the Daleks got away. But of course, for the Doctor, you never know when the Daleks are gonna pop up again. You know, they'll show up again, cause trouble, and next time the Doctors will stop. Um, so this one is a renegade faction Dalek. It's from the episode 1988, Fighting for the Hand of Omega. It's called Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, of course, the Seventh Doctor was up against the Daleks. Um, but the thing with the Doctor is he always has something up his sleeve. He's always one step ahead of the Daleks, any of the ones that he's up against. He's always got something up his sleeve. For example, take the 10th Doctor. What he whispered after being turned old, and then before he was turned into a small creature, he whispered something in Martha's ear. To later on trick the Master thinking about the gun. You know, spread the word about some gun that's going to kill the Master. But that was just to make the Master think that that's what they were looking for. That's not what that isn't what the Doctor really wanted Martha to do. Just two things. One, get the gun and make the Master think, oh, they get the gun, because he ends up destroying it. The other thing was, at a certain time, everyone around the world say the Doctor's name. Call it Doctor. And of course, he came back and they had him fly across towards the Master, and the Master going, no, he said, you know what I'm going to say? And of course, as we all know, he stopped the Master, but unfortunately, the Master was shot, and the Doctor saying, regenerate, and the Master saying, no. Didn't want to regenerate. So, the thing is, this is the thing with the Doctor. He always seems to have something up his sleeve. He always seems to be one step ahead of all the villains he comes up against. And unless it's a villain that he's sort of trying to work out, you know, and then he always manages to figure things out. And that's the thing about the Doctor. And this is why I hope the when the 13th Doctor regenerates, it's a male. Now, alright, white male, right? But a male. You see, it's always best with a male because it's supposed to be played by a male actor. Because the character is male. And the thing is, when the Doctor can link up and sort of send a message to each other, because they've got the same brain, male brain. But changing it and saying the Doctor, oh, we can regenerate into a female, different gender, that's female with a female brain, not a male brain. It happened in the 5 Doctors, where the 3 Doctors, one of them said he's in some sort of trance. So they link minds because they're the same on the inside. They're the same Doctor, but outside a different face. Linked minds and managed to, he sort of looked down and then walked over to them, turned around, and they stopped Barusa. But the first Doctor worked out the proverb, he who wins shall lose. And of course Barusa thinking, oh yes, immortality. And he's telling, now I've forgotten the name, Barusa's speaking to Rassilon. That's it, Rassilon. And Rassilon says, are you sure? You want immortality? Yes, I want immortality. Yeah, gives immortality, all right. But at the bottom of the part where it's sort of bed, and then just underneath he's got pictures of the Time Lords. One empty space. As the first Doctor said, yes, give him mortality and put him away. That's the thing. Barusa thought he would have immortality, not realizing that he would get put away and put in the spot. Now the Doctor has to be a male and played by a male actor because they can link minds. If one of the other Doctors is in a trance, as in the 5 Doctors, they link their minds. They concentrate and they're able to bring the 5th Doctor out. Even in the 50th anniversary, Bad Wolf, who looked like Rose, said the Sonic Screwdriver, same software, different case. And it's the same with the Doctor. Same Doctor, different face. Now, of course, every time the Doctor regenerates, the new Doctor change, new set of clothes, right? And that's how it's always been. But it has to be the same. It's the same Doctor, but different face. That's how it has always been, and that's how Sydney Newman decided to have regeneration. Have this, keep the character of the Doctor the same. The character can have different actors play different Doctors, but they're playing the same character. So the first Doctor regenerates into the second one, and so on and so on and so on. Always slightly different, but still the same inside. Sometimes a bit erratic, but they're all the same doctor on the inside. And this is the thing. This is where Chris Chibnall has got it wrong. So I really hope that they have a male play the 14th Doctor, so the 13th Doctor regenerates into a male. So, yeah, so, and in the five Doctors, of course, they had on the Death Zone, Barusa had all different enemies of the Doctors, the Daleks, the Cyberman, Zoden, that you had to be careful because it could hear a sound and then disappear and shoot arrows out. The Abominable Snowman. Abominable Snowman? I think that's right. You know, all the different villains. Even the Master. Although, because the Master was going to save the Doctor. But, of course, the third thought, no. But, still, the Doctor managed to stop it. Let Barusa go. Let Barusa have. Barusa wants immortality. Let him have it. He who wins shall lose. He who wins, he who loses. Something like that. And he's put away. And that's the first Doctor said, the first problem. He who wins shall lose. Barusa thought he won, and he lost. He got put away. There was this empty space. And of course, with the TARDIS, they all went in the TARDIS. Each Doctor with their companions went into the TARDIS. And of course, the stewardess, I don't know her name, said, we're all going home. And the Doctor says, watch. And then all of a sudden, all the different TARDISes, it's all the one. It's all in one. But it's different. They get put back in their own different timelines. And this is the thing. But as I said, the Doctor always has something up his sleeve. The 7th Doctor managed to stop the Daleks. The Doctors always, unless the Doctor, as the 11th Doctor, had to save, help in there, the Doctor and Amy save that guy and everyone around, so that guy didn't go, blow up. But then the 11th Doctor tried to stop the Daleks, but they got away. And of course the Doctor felt, they got away, but Amy sort of calmed him and why? Because the Doctor realised that they'll show up again next time. And of course they always do. Cybermen, all different ones. So, yeah, so the detail on this is pretty good. You know, I really like how, you know, with the bases, they were all different because they're all different over the years. Because this was from sort of the 80s, so this is like an 80s Dalek. So, you know, it has excellent detail on it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the detail, and it's a little bit. It's not heavy. It's a little bit light. Has really nice the detail here. As you can see, the detail is perfect. There's nothing wrong with the detail, and the colour. Now, as I said, sometimes you'll get the default on it, you know, with the detail and the colour, the paintwork might not be right, but it's perfect, and the thing is, as you can see, it's the same as on here, because they always get it as close to the, you know, the detail and the colour exactly right with the character in the show. Now, that one, because it's a little bit light, the base isn't as thick, because most of them over the years change. Some of them have a thicker bases. There's some that I've got in the cabinet here that some bases, they're sort of different. So yeah, so the detail on that is really good. Very good detail. And the paintwork's done really good. Really good. Exterminate. But yeah, the paintwork, there's nothing wrong with the paintwork. No fault with it or anything. No fault with it. Nothing wrong with the colour. Paintwork's done pretty good. Yeah, they've done a really good job. Really good job. Detail and the paintwork. So I have to say, that's definitely a pretty good figure. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, issue 174 is a Cyberman. Now, these Cybermen always seem to, they'll show up every now and then and try to cause havoc for the Doctor. Doctor always seems to stop them. The fourth Doctor, as you can see there, is up against the Cybermen. That is the episode called Revenge of the Cybermen. Now, looks a pretty good figure too. So, yeah, so that is in that's 174. That's in the next issue. So, yeah, so I still have to try and get the room fixed up. Very, very hard to try and get the room fixed up, especially when you have to put up with a person that you live with. Very, very hard. So I just have to try and do the room as soon as possible. so that I can maybe have these sitting on the shelf, because there's still more to go. Still more coming, and that's so yeah. So very good detail. There's nothing wrong with the detail, as you can see. The paintwork, they've done a really good job on the paintwork. Really good job on the paintwork there. So yes, so that was so that was issue 173, Dalek. There. And the next one in issue 174 is a Cyberman. So, and yes, I do I apologise for anyone that came on the stream before. The reason why it did that this time was my internet switched over to Jostra Air. That's why it mucked up. So, yeah, so let's, as I said, pretty good detail and the colour. They do a really good job. There's no faults with it. No, there's no faults. The detail is pretty good. There's no fault with the detail. There's no fault with the colour. The paintwork, all done exactly right. So it's pretty good, though. They've done a really good job on this figure. But yeah, so as I said, I apologise for that happening before. Yeah, so I'm going to go now, and take care, stay safe, and as I always say, don't forget to put a like, put a comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch us later. Now, before I go, might be another stream later on tonight. I don't know. There might be another stream, I'm not sure as yet. So, yeah, take care, stay safe, and catch you later, guys. Bye now.